Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to, I'm going to say exhilarating, because I'm feeling very good this morning, a Minecraft discussion on all things well-being. Wow, today this is rolling out of me. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am beyond elated to be having this conversation with you today. And I'll tell you, I should be totally crazed out right now with everything on my plate. It's all good too. It's all good. I'm going to tell you. I was going to say wish you knew, but I'll just tell you because it matters for the video. Because this is what we're going to talk about. I have it's all good stuff, but it's insane. I have a business trip planned. It's been planned for a while for Champlain, well-being business in Boston. And then, of course, it's finals time, and I teach. And I've got other well-being stuff going on in Champlain too. And then our youngest son just dropped a love bomb on us, which is, of course, is great, that he is marrying the love of his life, and we have no notice. So basically it's Tuesday. I have the rehearsal dinner today, because there is no rehearsal, and back-to-back classes in between. So technically speaking, I should be like whacked out with all the planning, all the stuff, all the families, everything, and it's all great. And guess what? I'm not. I feel great. I'm in the woods. And this is what we're going to talk about is, well, deep stuff too, savoring, because savoring is, it's mindfulness combined with gratitude and amped up. So you might be saying, oh, are you in the moment? You're making a video. Yeah, I'm in the moment. I am in the woods, and I'm in the milliseconds of my life minutes right now. I'm not just in the woods, I am the woods. And the beaver pond, and the babbling brook, and the snow. Snow's my favorite because winter's my favorite. It's all my favorite. And so I woke up and I could not, I just couldn't even get here fast enough. After, I did another thing too, and I just couldn't get here fast enough. I'm actually still in my jammies on the bottom half because I didn't even want to go through all that process. Just too exciting. So savoring, it's about being in this moment right here, right now, and it's amped up. It's amped up because when we savor, it's a break. And we're checking out, especially in our fast-paced society, and especially at the holidays, we check out of the pressure, the need, the want, the desire to accomplish. We are so groomed to accomplish and achieve each and every day. I mean, there's obviously work, and then there's kids, parents, aging parents sometimes, partners, getting ready for the holidays. It doesn't have to be work stuff. It's accomplishing. I had to accomplish a lot to get ready for the rehearsal dinner today. And I'm just so excited. My mind's going faster than my mouth. And I'm just so excited about it. But it gives us a break from accomplishing because we are in the moment. And then combined, when we're really truly savoring, not just being in the moment, but it just lifts us to such another level. And I can't even say, this is like intoxicating out here. If you can just see, and then this way, the beaver pond is freezing over. It's absolutely intoxicating. And I just feel so connected to life out here, savoring this beautiful winter wonderland. I feel connected to my life and the life in everybody else. So this is what we're talking about. When we savor and we're truly mindful, it also brings about gratitude. And mindfulness and gratitude go together like peas and carrots. And the other thing is, when we savor, it really leads us to a place of feeling enough. And that's really where I want to go today, because especially at this time of year, it's true, it's 365 days a year plus leap year for many people, not feeling enough. And when we savor, it really, and again, the combination of mindfulness and gratitude, it really brings us to a place and opens the door for us to be enough. And this is what brought me out here. I'm like, oh, I heard that in a Christmas song someplace. And I'm not here to preach to you. As I mentioned, I don't even like people like that. Unless, of course, it's your calling, which is a totally different thing. Like my dear friend, Father Mike, and the Eddies. That's like a whole different thing. But that isn't my role, and I'm not going to be preachy at all. This is just the real deal coming from a regular person. And so I was like, I'm trying to hum it. I'm not going to sing for you because I couldn't hit a note with a 2x4. and the soul felt its worth. So I think that's Oh Holy Night. And again, I'm not preaching anything. This is secular, but the soul felt its worth. The soul felt its worth. And that's when I was humming that tune in the kitchen early this morning. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I get up early because I just wake up hitting the ground running, and I feel like I had the world by the ass. So anyway, and there's not much more beautiful than the sun rising over freshly fallen snow. So, gosh, I couldn't even get out of the house fast enough. So the soul felt its worth, because this is the main thing we've been talking about in these episodes in Minecraft, not all of them, but most of them, about that feeling of original worthiness and value, because without feeling our own worth and our own value, it's very difficult even to get through life, live the highest version of ourself. Oh my God, the brook is so gorgeous. I love the little marshmallows that the snow makes in the brook. We can't really, it's very difficult to get through our day, never mind live our very best lives, when we don't feel our value. And this, obviously, my backstory. So the reason I think I just couldn't get out of the house quickly enough is because I get it. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not feel valuable and not feel worthy of being loved and just not feeling worthy, period. And I also know what it's like to work so hard at trying to figure out what that even means and feels like and how to get it. And so way back when I was just beginning this journey of self-love, way back when, I just was we talked about mindful, mindless giving yesterday, I think it was, right? And I obviously mixed with genuine giving, because I love to give to people. I still love to give to people every day and try to think of that whole service mindset and things. And with that said, there was a large part of my giving, large part of my giving was mindless, because I thought, I don't know if I was consciously thinking this, I thought that I had to do good things for people, to be a good person. I had to do, I was a human doing, because I didn't feel enough on the inside. So I thought if I keep doing good things, I could convince myself, because I didn't feel like I was a good person. I mean, if you asked me, I probably might say I was, but I don't think I felt that way back when. And so I was trying to convince myself and everybody around me that I was a good person, that I was worthy, that I was enough, when inside I didn't feel that way at all. And the reason is because I didn't have it mirrored for me. And again, I'm not saying with blame, because I'm way past that. I'm just explaining, because I'm going to guess that there are probably a lot of you out there who can relate. And my mother just didn't mirror any love, and also actively tried to bring me down, and was just she was just out to bring me down, and actively tried a lot. And that's to turn that around just took a lot of work, because when you don't have the love mirrored for you, your own value, your own worth mirrored for you, it's very difficult, because that's how we learn our value. And thankfully I had some value from some value mirrored for me from my grandmother, and then the whole story was St. Mike's, my angels there, and also Champlain, and my good friends and good people. But the thing is, this is so huge, and to really learn and come into our own value. And savoring is such a big part of it, because savoring opens the door for us to be in this place, to see our own worth. And here's the thing, you can start out small, with, I'm thinking like, biting into like a really succulent orange, or, hot chocolate or something like that. And that might sound silly. She's jumping from like deep self-worth to hot chocolate. Yes, I am. Because if somebody who's really, the whole idea of self-love is so foreign to them, which I so get it. It takes starting out small sometimes, and savoring a cup of hot cocoa, and really maybe closing your eyes. That helps a lot to really taste it, and texture, and things like that, and that's a start. And remember, we talked about the whole the self-esteem bank, because when it's so difficult for us to be good to ourselves. And when self-value and, that feeling of original worthiness is so clouded over, we have to start small. We have to start small, and then we give ourselves mental credit. Say, wow, I just did a small step. I did something. I had a cup of hot cocoa. I closed my eyes, and I really tasted it and sat with myself. And that will actually lead to the next step and the next step. So you can be out in the woods and really be with yourself. Stop being so busy. Stop accomplishing and achieving and doing, and just be. And just be, because that can be excruciatingly painful for somebody who isn't familiar with the original worthiness thing. Because way back when, they were shamed, I'm guessing. And again, how that goes. Broken people often try to break other people. And we talked about shame being the most excruciating, toxic emotion a human being can feel. And because of this, people often unconsciously, meaning not aware of it, right, project it onto other people. And so that does not give them a pass. No one's saying that. However, that is how the cycle continues. It's kind of like hot potato. I don't want it. Here you go. You have it. And parents do that, to their kids frequently, especially in addicted homes. It doesn't have to be. And I'm sure that's certainly the case with, the addiction that I grew up with, no question. Again, the idea is not to blame. It doesn't help anyone. The idea is just for me to describe to you, so hopefully you can relate, because, it's definitely, a main mission in life for me to, is even though I'm just a grain of sand on an infinite beach, to do the very best I can to spread as much positivity as possible to the world. I know it sounds, I don't know what that sounds like, but it's so authentic. I don't have an arrogant cell in my body or an egotistical cell in my body. I mean, think about the backstory. There's not really a lot of room for that. As this is rolling out of me, I feel like I can't even take credit for this video, because it's just so to spread as much positivity as possible. And I feel deeply moved and motivated. This is coming from the inside out. In fact, today, honestly, I feel like I can almost implode, because I just feel so connected to the gift of life I was given, and the gift of life in everyone. I just feel so connected today because of this savoring thing. And the other part of my mission, I think, because I know how excruciating it is to not feel valuable, worthy of being loved, and to try so hard to get people, to try to work at being loved, that it is part of my mission, in addition to spreading positivity everywhere I can, to channel value to other people who feel broken and empty, because their authentic self is still in the back seat, or maybe even the trunk, because that happens because there's a lot of brokenness that's out there and can lead to that. And let me just tell you, on just the most amazingly positive note, is to start taking the steps and surround yourself with really good people who can mirror that value for you, and begin to start savoring every life minute, because this opens the door for the mindfulness and gratitude to really amp itself up. And savoring is also the precursor to flow, which is what I'm in right now, in case you can't tell. That's when you just lose all sense of the time, the clock, because there's nowhere else you'd rather be, and no one else you'd rather be. And I just was so moved to just say that today, because there just isn't a better feeling in the world than when your authentic self moves out of the trunk into the back seat, then into the back seat, and into the passenger seat, and then in the passenger seat slides over into the driver's seat, and you get your authentic power back. That feeling of original worthiness that we came into this world with, and to have that back again. Excellent. Oh man, this is just so much fun. Little G and I are going to continue our walk and savor every second of this morning until it's time for our son's non-rehearsal rehearsal dinner. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the gorgeous woods in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day and savor it.